Most people think exhaustion comes from doing too much. They believe the solution is more rest, better sleep, or stronger motivation. Yet, many people rest well and still feel tired, while others live demanding lives without losing their energy. This story is about that difference. It is about a young samurai who trained harder than everyone else and still collapsed from exhaustion. And it is about Miyamoto Musashi, a man who lived through constant struggle without burning out. The reason for this contrast has little to do with physical strength. It has everything to do with how energy quietly leaks away when a person walks a path that is not truly their own. A young samurai named Takeshi collapsed during training. His body was strong, his technique was solid, yet something inside him had quietly given way. His master, Yamamoto sensei, looked down at him and spoke without urgency. "You are tired because your spirit is carrying too much weight." Takeshi could not understand this. He trained longer than the others, slept less, and pushed himself harder every day. Discipline had never been his weakness. Still, he felt empty. He woke up tired, trained tired, and went to sleep already drained. At the same time, elsewhere in Japan, Miyamoto Musashi lived a different life. He fought more than 60 duels, many of them ending in death. He trained constantly, lived simply, painted, wrote philosophy, and spent long periods in solitude. People noticed something strange about him. He never seemed worn down. This difference did not come from superior strength. It came from clarity. Musashi understood something many people miss. Energy grows when actions match intention. Energy fades when effort is spent chasing things that do not truly matter. The real problem is rarely effort itself. The problem is scattered effort. Takeshi arrived at Yamamoto Sensei's dojo in Osaka at the age of 19. He came with ambition and the desire to become someone worthy of respect. Within months, that ambition began to weigh on him. He felt pressure during every practice. He compared himself to others. He worried about how he looked in the eyes of his master. After a difficult sparring session, Yamamoto Sensei invited him to walk through the garden as the sun went down. "Why did you come here?" the master asked. "To become a great samurai," Takeshi replied. "And why do you want that?" Takeshi hesitated. "To honor my family, to prove myself, to be seen." Yamamoto Sensei stopped walking. "You are training to impress an audience that is not watching you as closely as you think. Every time you seek approval, you place another stone on your back." He told Takeshi that exhaustion often comes from trying to become someone rather than learning who you already are. Musashi walked a different road. He trained to understand himself, not to be admired. Because of that, his actions were direct and undivided. The next morning, Yamamoto Sensei introduced Takeshi to a principle called Dokudo. It means walking alone, not in isolation, but free from unnecessary burden that exists in this world. He showed Takeshi a room filled with possessions and told him to prepare for a year of training. Takeshi gathered tools, clothes, books, and supplies. Afterward, the master asked him to remove everything that was not essential. Musashi once wrote, "Do nothing which is of no use." Each object removed felt uncomfortable. Each attachment carried a quiet fear. Yet, with every item set aside, Takeshi felt lighter. Yamamoto Sensei explained that people exhaust themselves by holding onto too much. Possessions, expectations, opinions, and imagined judgments all require attention. Attention costs energy. Musashi lived simply because simplicity allowed focus. Focus preserved energy. In the weeks that followed, Takeshi was given a simple task. He was asked to notice every moment he acted for approval or comparison. He was not asked to stop, only to notice. The results unsettled him. Nearly every action carried a second layer of thought. How am I doing? How do I look? Am I better or worse than the others? Yamamoto Sensei explained that this inner split drains strength. One part of the mind performs the action, another part watches and judges. The energy lost between them never returns. Musashi avoided this split. When he trained, he trained. When he fought. There was no extra voice inside his head. Months later, Takeshi sparred with Hiroshi, the strongest student in the dojo. In earlier days, Takeshi would tense up, thinking about winning and losing. This time, he focused only on movement. As the match continued, Hiroshi grew tense and tired. Takeshi remained calm and steady. Afterward, Hiroshi asked how this was possible. Takeshi answered simply, "You were trying to win, I was trying to stay present." Yamamoto sensei later explained that effort divided by anxiety becomes weakness. Effort guided by clarity becomes strength. Musashi's secret was never hidden in advanced technique. It was hidden in simplicity. Energy is not something you must constantly create. It is something you protect by removing what drains it. When you stop chasing approval, energy returns. When you stop comparing paths, energy settles. When your actions follow your values, effort feels lighter. True strength comes from alignment. True endurance comes from clarity. And true energy appears when you stop carrying stones that were never yours to begin with. Takeshi eventually understood something that changed the way he lived and trained. Energy was never missing from his life. It was simply being spent on things that did not belong to his path. Most people do not feel tired because life is too demanding. They feel tired because they carry expectations, comparisons, and worries that were never meant to be carried. When those stones are set down, effort becomes lighter, focus becomes steadier, and life feels less like resistance and more like movement. If this story reflected something you recognize in yourself, take a moment to sit with it. Notice what drains your energy without giving anything back. And if you stayed with this story until the end, write yes in the comments. It helps this channel reach others who may need to hear it. Thank you for listening.